Well, welcome back to Catching Up with Everybody. This week, we're going to catch up with some news that, quite honestly, we missed because of timing last week, and that was the rather substantial capital raise at Aurora Innovation for their goal of hitting the commercialization, the full commercialization of its autonomous truck program, the Aurora Driver, with David Maday, who is the Chief Financial Officer at Aurora. Second time we've had you on our airwaves. I think we did something with one of our summits, Dave. So it's good to have you back.
Hey, thanks, Alan. Great to be here. Love FreightWaves, so anytime I can get an opportunity to participate, it's always great.
Well, good to have you. Listen, I want to jump right in. 400 and your take is roughly what, 420 million, give or take, off of the stock sale. You sold a bunch of shares at $3.60, which again adds to the what was it, $1 billion you had at the end of the second quarter. So you actually have some cash. This is a big deal in the growth stage company world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can raise this quantum of money, it really talks about the investor confidence in our mission, where we are as a team, our technological approach, and our path to really having a scalable business. We started out thinking, maybe raise about two additional quarters, which was we started out at 350, strong investor demand to upsize that to 420, and then the final execution came in at 483 gross proceeds because you get that 15% extra for the green shoe. So really a tremendous testament to our strong investor base and their continued confidence. These are some of the best people and the smartest investors out there. And we're really excited about the opportunity. We're going to combine this with the $1 billion of liquidity we already have on hand. So this was more of an opportunistic raise. Kind of timing felt right. Some decent investor sentiment, stronger than we actually anticipated. And so we took advantage of that opportunity. So really excited about where we landed.
Well, just to I use the term green shoe with you off the air, and I
Yeah.
guess we should tell the watchers or the people who don't know what that means. It basically means that the investment houses were able to set aside some extra if they wanted it, and so it's oversubscribed, I guess is the other word that we'd use. It's interesting, Dave, when we talk about these things, because there are companies that, of course, raise funds through things like, reverse stock splits and things like that. We don't need to go too far into that, but this is really something that isn't as dilutive to, especially with the higher price per share. This does not really dilute as much as maybe some other moves could have. Is that right?
Yeah, we think at the point in time of where we are as a company, and again, we needed to raise like 850 before we felt like we were at a point of getting to free cash flow positive. We've taken over half of that off of the table now. Anytime you think about investing, you really have to look at the dynamics and what's out there. I think cost of capital is still relatively cheap for us in a pure equity round. And that was the right path. And again, it was really supported by our investors that we have on the books today. So this was definitely the right path for us. And we were fortunate to have the opportunity. But I think again, it's a testament to what we're doing.
Yeah, we won't get to. I will not ask you about individual investors, but I will ask you sort of how much of this was retail. Were there retail investors that were represented or able to buy into this, or was it all institutional?
There's always a little bit of retail, but this was pretty much fully subscribed from our institutional investors. So there's always a little bit of retail that goes in place, and yeah, this was really fully subscribed by our institutional investors.
Okay, just to cover real quickly what you're doing. Obviously, you're still on track. I think this year, by the end of this year, 20 trucks on I-45 in Texas with no drivers hauling commercial loads. Now, you're not reporting revenue yet, but presumably you will be at that point. And I realize those trucks will be upfit. But really, one of the bigger announcements Aurora made, and it's been over a year now, is working with Continental to essentially do, true line side installation in plants of this technology as customers order the trucks. They order their trucks, they ask for the Aurora Driver, and it's done in the factory. 2027 timing, is that still accurate?
Yeah, that's still accurate. I mean, if you think about this, our first stage is really demonstrating this product is really a viable solution from a technology and from an industry standpoint. But what the goal here is, this is why we do the partnerships and why we think we really have kind of the unmatched partner ecosystem out there, the industry leading. We've set ourselves up with OEM partners and with Continental to build at scale, because the only way we can really achieve our mission, which is get the benefits of the self-driving technology safely, quickly, broadly, right? What we have to do is be able to build at scale. The only way to build at scale is with platforms and a tier one partner, the ability to make it feel like any other ordering process. And so we're still on track to start the development and launching of the Continental kit in 2027. And so we're really excited about our progress.
Well, I think the thing I'll just kind of leave you with this, and maybe we'll end it here, is that you've got something that many that want to do this don't have, which is visible financing. You've got real money on the books. You've had it. I mean, there was a time where, like with many companies, Aurora faced some tough times, had to, sort of look at what it had and say, well, I don't know if that's really accurate. But you raised, was it 850-ish million last year? Now you've got another 420 something coming in. And as you said, one more tranche to go. But at this point, does it feel pretty much like you're on track for where you want to be?
Yeah, I think from a funding standpoint, for sure. I mean, part of the reason you do this and you're opportunistic about it is we don't want funding or our ability to have capital to ever be a concern for the investors, for our partners, or for our employees. And that's why we always have such a substantial amount of cash on hand, right? And why we are very opportunistic on the fundraising. We're really excited about this. This extends our runway in well into 2026. And again, I think there's a ton of confidence in our plan to go forward. And so, we're really excited about the opportunities, but we still have to execute. And that's our focus. And that's what we plan to do.
All right. Well, Dave, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us for this Truck Tech Short, I guess is sort of one of the names we call it. Thanks for being here.
All right. Thanks, Alan. Pleasure.